Been a more heartwarming image when our gracious Majesty the Queen knighted Sir Captain Tom, bathed in all that wonderful summer sunshine out at Windsor Castle. It truly was an historical moment, and one of course which greatly cheered our Majesty the Queen up. And after all, Captain Tom was a hero, right? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all keeping well. This particular story really comes as no shock to me, let me tell you. That's all because when you think about charities, as I've said to you before and we've mentioned often on the show, there's always a bigger sort of spectrum behind it, isn't there? I didn't never realise that, when you sort of start a charity, you can register it as a business. I thought charity was charity. Now, there are certain charities here in the United Kingdom basically giving you a background to, let's say if you donate £1, 42 pence of that goes to the administration costs. Some 37, some 57, just really depends on the charity. But this particular charity, which really broke the heart of the nations when Captain Sir Tom Moore decided to walk around his garden basically to try and raise some money for the NHS. And we were all really behind it because, here he was, a former war veteran, great personality, staunch northerner, truly knew what he was doing, and more importantly, enjoyed it. He enjoyed raising a lot of money, and a lot of money did he raise. Millions, in fact. And it all really started out with basically his family said, well, look, we'll donate this money if you want to walk around, and then we'll donate that to charity, the NHS. They sent a press release to the local paper. It took off, and within hours he'd got £2,000, and after that he was touching £1 million. He couldn't believe it. He became a celebrity overnight. He had his autobiography, appeared on the ITV show Life Stories, and really was known around the world. But guess what? New figures reveal, oh yes, as they always do, that over 162,000 were used on management costs. What sort of management costs can they be? Not only that, over 100,000 on other additional costs. And there are people, directors, all of that sort of stuff. Now, the people who actually needed the money, how much did they get in this interim period? So in the interim period between April 2020 and April 2021, they raised over £1 million, an additional £1 million, but sadly only £160,000 went to the charity's grants. Now, as I've often said here on the show, it does annoy me because people start out with good intentions, but we don't want to delve too far into this particular story because legals are going to be coming, let me tell you. There's a lot of money at stake there. In fact, hardly any of the money that he raised so far, let's say over 30 million, has actually been given away to the charities that it was set up for. So it's accruing a massive amount of interest on a daily basis. Now, when you think about it, there was also the additional payments for things like Sir Captain Tom on TV shows, interviews around the world, his book advance, all of those sort of things. I even found some bedding with his face on that you could get. So who is truly making all of this money? It goes back, as I say, to that picture, which we're really all charmed by, because I thought, well, look, the old boy's got it. Finally, he's meeting our gracious Majesty the Queen. She's knighting him, and whatever's round the corner for him, what better way as an end to your life, shall I say, and of course to your spectacular army career. And sadly for Sir Captain Tom, he would, I think, be appalled at what's gone on with all the money that he truly raised. It was his name, his image that helped raise so much money, and now there's a terrible stain on all of that charitable trust. The best thing they could do now really would be to donate that money very quickly and drop all management costs. But truly, do we see that coming? Or as ever, will there be even bigger management costs by the time the final remains of the money get donated to the charities that they were supposed to? Oh, and finally, it does go on because it is a business and people are still buying that product. So that will be making a lot of money for a long time to come. I'll leave you with this thought. Where do you think all that money's actually going? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.